of clarification.
Yes.
One of the ad hoc committees is described as review AECOM study, City Hall, and incorporate into long-range financial plan.
Mm-hmm.
Emphasis on and incorporate into long-range financial plan.
I'm not sure what that means, to be honest with you.
Right. A, happy to partner with you and happy to review the study. B, absolutely unconditionally will not accept it as the only study. And C, will not incorporate it into the long-range plan without the additional study. And D, clarification that vendor who provides the information will be restricted from bidding on anything associated with what they recommend.
Well, we're not here to make those policy decisions.
I understand, but the reason for saying that is because it specifically states that I'm going to participate in an ad hoc that will incorporate it into a long-range financial plan.
It's a funny sentence for sure.
At a high level, this is reviewing the AECOM study and not more.
So I actually had an issue with that. It's so funny. It started out so easy.
Are we still on this item, or are you moving on to another one?
No, I'm still on that one.
Okay.
So I had an issue with this one because I recall, maybe this is another thing for the city clerk to check, but I recall that when we assigned the ad hoc, we assigned the mayor and the mayor pro tem, no names, but the mayor and the mayor pro tem, because we recognized it as a multi-year, kind of a continuous multi-year project. And so having the mayor and the mayor pro tem as people who keep rolling through, there's continuity there. And so I recall that we specifically appointed that as no names, but position. The mayor and the mayor pro tem were that ad hoc. And so I'd actually like us to relook at that in the minutes, because I could be wrong, but that's what I remember.
Well, we can in this action change them, and that was considered, and I chose these people.
Well, I don't know if that's true. If the city council appointed said that that it will be the mayor and the mayor pro tem, I don't think one mayor can come in and say, okay, it's no longer what the city council agreed.
We've already agreed. This is going to be an action of the council. This item.
Say that again?
This item will be an action of the council. So the city council will again decide to make these appointments. I'm not making them unilaterally.
Because we will vote on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a new vote. My concern about what you're proposing is there could be a lack of continuity, at least. Only, one person's for a year and then they get replaced by the mayor pro tem, but then another person comes in.
We'd be on for 2 years when you're the mayor pro tem and the mayor. So you were always on for 2 years, and then someone else was on for 2 years.
My other thing is I think we need to sever the connection with the long-range plan, because we've already got an ad hoc working on the long-range plan. Now, someone can feed information to them, but to hold this other
it doesn't even make
sense.
sense. No. It's just AECOM, because it can't be both, because the long-range plan has its own ad hoc. And it's not the same people.
That addresses my concern.
So take out the and incorporate long-range plan?
I mean, I don't know exactly where if the language comes from a resolution of the council or what, but that's not what they're going to do, because they can't. They're Brown Act prohibited.
Look, the bottom line is it's an ad hoc that's going to review what comes forward.
Right.
And then we'll say, great, we like it or don't like it, and we're ready or we're not ready to present it to the rest of the council. That's it.
Mm.
Two people aren't going to incorporate it into a financial plan.
Yeah. And part of what I'm doing here is I'm trying to balance what people are working on so that, people have similar workloads.
When the council reviewed this, it was May of 2022. There was a separate, I don't know if that's still on the list, but there was that review the study and incorporate it, and then there was a separate ad hoc for just the long-range financial plan.
Right, but did you say and incorporate it?
That's what the list says. So if you guys want to separate that now, I think that they can potentially. But it looks like you already had like a separate one for the long-range financial plan, but the study always had that language for some reason.
I can
ad hoc.
clarify that if you would like. On the city's work plan, when we developed the work plan last year, the action item, the task, if you will, was to review the AECOM, City Hall, and incorporate into the long-range financial plan. So we can adjust the work plan language to remove the second half of that phrase and clarify it.
Okay. Are you okay with the appointments?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
no, but yes.
okay.
And then who was the long-range financial plan? And are we sticking?
That is,
Are you adding that and are you keeping it the same?
David and me.
But are you keeping that the same?
If it's not here, it's the same. Art?
Yeah, if there's no change made tonight, then whoever was appointed to the committee would remain on the ad hoc committee.
Well, I would ask staff then to, let's make sure we have a complete comprehensive list of what all these committees are. We have so many of these things, so let's make sure we've got an accurate list. I understand that means if it's not here, you're not changing the appointment, but,
Right.
But we really need to know what all these committees are and what everybody's working on. Yeah, these are probably not my favorites.
Any other concerns? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and move that we make these appointments as outlined in the staff report with the change that the fire service contract will be Lozzi McGowan, and the tennis club liaisons will be Murdock and Roos.
Mayor,
Friendly amendment,
Yes.
and that we will sever the incorporated long-range plan for the AECOM.
Can we take that action here? No.
We didn't agendize this as to make adjustments to the ad hoc committees, but when you have the work plan, you have brought that up, you can make the adjustment to, what that's going to be when you have that item later tonight.
I'm fine with that.
I was just going to ask, do you want a final list to come back?
As
Or do you just want it
information is
sent?
fine, I want to appoint them now because so that all of these agencies can get,
Right.
Noticed.
We'll send
Yeah,
out the
yeah, yeah.
letters.
yep,
But if you want a final list brought back at the next meeting, or
That's
I can
probably-
just send it out to the council.
that's a good
I
idea.
think just send it
Okay,
out.
Just
yeah.
send it out, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just so people have it.
Okay, so I accepted my motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right. That item